to a very special and important episode of Happy Hour with Steve Guy. I am Steve Guy. There will be no jokes and comedic bits up front in this episode. We will go pretty much directly into a conversation that I sat down and I had on Thursday, June 4th, 2020. During the course of protests and everything that's been happening since the despicable murder of George Floyd by the hands of the Minneapolis Police Department, I've talked to white friends and family, and it's become clear to me that they just don't get it. And I couldn't understand why, no matter how red or blue in the face I was getting. And it occurred to me that they don't know why, that they don't understand, because they've never had open dialogue and conversations with black friends and family. And they may not even have black friends and family. Despite knowing black people, that doesn't mean that they have black people in their lives that they've ever thought to even have a conversation with. Fortunately, I do. And it's important to me to have their voices heard, not only by myself, but also by so many others. And while we'll never be able to fully understand, listening is where it starts and where we can begin to impact and actually have real change in this country that we call the United States of America, but has never truly, ever been united. So what follows is an hour and a half long conversation between myself and three friends of mine that come from different backgrounds and do different things in terms of careers, so that you and we can get a glimpse of how systemic racism impacts black people similarly and differently. So I sit down with John Bruton, my friend who partakes in Happy Hour with Steve Guy during our segment of What's Bothering John. And, well, frankly, I know what's been bothering John. And it started with him, and then we came up with this idea of having two other people sit down as well. So John Bruton is a comedian and also, by the way, an amazing graphic artist. So if you're ever looking for something like that, John Bruton is a guy to seek out. I sit down with Kierra Cotton, who works locally in news media, and Jocelyn Ball, who actually works in IT. So this is a conversation that took place, and really we just started talking, and there was no good way to just jump into it and start it, because we were already having great conversation just by talking about what we wanted to talk about. So the cameras started rolling, and this is that conversation that I hope you truly watch and most importantly, listen to all of what they have to say.
Try again. He got black people put in jail for 9 bullets instead of 12 in handguns. It's like
the historical context of it all is just completely different too. Yeah. It's a completely, it's added on to what we're already experiencing, like the historical context of it all.
So how do you feel about Biden now running and his comments with Charlemagne and?
Are we allowed to curse?
Yeah.
We're fucked either way, honestly.
It doesn't get you in trouble.
I'm upset they ran Senator Harris out the race, questioning her blackness so much. And then she's the first person to explain why she's been a prosecutor. But because Republicans, I feel, told us who she was before we got her to hear it. We didn't hear shit she said yet.
Right, she was already counted out.
And she's been around Barack when he first ran. She was around the whole time, like everybody else. And we just destroyed her because she wasn't black enough. And now we got Biden, who's fucking, he's just a cool white dude that our uncle worked with.
Is he cool?
Is he cool?
No, he's a white guy.
Is he really?
Just because you don't say nigga don't mean he great, but that's, everybody believes it because he got a black friend that we love. We just think that translates to him. It's like,
that's you still know your policies and what you've done.
Vice presidents make horrible presidents.
going back,
Johnson was trash.
Do you think that it was less of Obama really believed in Biden and was on board with him, and more of like the party was like, hey, partner with this guy?
Take the white face. You gotta have somebody.
Yeah. I think Biden was our best choice given the circumstances. In terms of like having white people agree with the candidate as well, and then us taking Obama's word because we believe in him. So I think to meet in the middle, that was kind of where we were at. And like in regards to the other candidates, nobody really had that unifying power. But I feel like in recent months, weeks, Biden has kind of screwed that up. And like, so I'm like, now what do we do? We're kind of stuck here, but yeah.
I would have took Warren second or Harris first. Harris was my first pick.
Sure.
Yeah.
But then everybody started saying what she was. I'm like, y'all don't even understand, man. She's exactly what you want right now. She can tell you about police and her reforms.
Yeah.
But everybody, she's the police, fuck her. You don't mean that. You just saying this reckless shit because somebody told you to say it. You don't feel that way.
Yeah.
Groupthink has crippled our community.
Yeah. Skin folk ain't your kinfolk. Everybody kept saying that shit online. Like, she ain't even did nothing wrong yet. She's been around black people the whole time. Everybody's like, she not that black. All right, I guess.
Right.
What do you want? An afro? Like, what the fuck? What's your qualification for being black? Like, we can be corny too.
Right.
Can you elaborate on groupthink ruining the community?
I just think that people don't do enough research for themselves. We live in such a digital age where everything's posted on social media. Like, you literally open your phone and there's so much information, but if you're not taking the time to dissect that information, actually look at the source of that information, I think that we follow the people who think like us. So if you're not doing anything to challenge that view, then what do you expect? You're going to get that same thought process. So when I say it has crippled our community. Racist white people follow racist white people. Black people follow other black people. And yeah, there are a select few of us that are doing our due diligence to change that. But we are the minority in that situation.
So I guess a good part of what you just said is kind of like white people right now asking black people, what can I do? Because that information is already there, right?
Yeah.
If and this, want it,
go ahead. No, you good.
If you want it, I mean, nothing. We're saying the same slogan twice now. I Can't Breathe is on his third repeat.
Again.
Yeah.
I seen a video where a kid saying, I can't breathe, and the cops, there's like 6 cops around him saying, that shit ain't gonna work here. Like, it's a timeout or some shit.
Yeah.
And y'all know what's going on. Y'all know what it is. Y'all wouldn't trade places with us. So why is that? Like, would you trade lives with me right now?
I know your life very well right now, outside of this. So for many reasons, no. But yes, you're right.
My dad's a retired cop. He still texts. I ride my bike in the morning. He's texting me, "Hey man, be careful." Like, I can't ride around with a gun and a bike.
Yeah.
Like, you can't win.
What's your? That's interesting. Like, what does your dad think in situations like this?
He tired.
But how long was he a cop? When did he retire?
He retired in '98.
Does he
from the rain?
Just from taking a step back, does he feel like things are, even though they're so awful, better or worse right now? Or they've stayed? They're the
same. We just got more. We can tell each other how bad our days are instead of just complaining at home. So I can tell my friends across the country, we all getting fucked up. Yeah. As opposed to being in the house, like, man, police, fuck them. We just say that shit quietly. Now, we screaming in cops' faces, and it doesn't change shit, just words. And we keep following y'all rules.
Yeah.
White rules aren't really for us. They never were. Like, we're the only real Americans. Came here, we had to make our own shit. Everybody else got to come here on a boat, had their own culture. We're the only ones that got to involve you guys with shit. We need a white face for our business. We need to have a white person for this. We got to have, for what?
You said trading places.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this is ridiculous, but one of the things for me when I look at society and where things were and where they've come are movies and TV. And I know we've both seen Trading Places. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you two have seen Trading Places with Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy, but we're talking, this is 30 years ago?
Longer, 30, maybe 36, 35.
And the whole concept is you have this black man on the street and you have this white guy in corporate America and they swap, and the whole idea is as you watch it, it's a comedy, but their perspective is supposed to be, as a white person, like,
I don't want to be in that situation. And I think the goal was supposed to be, hey, white America, you don't want to be in this situation.
Every comedy's like that. Every black comedy is about fucked up shit. Life. One of the best comedies ever is about two black men falsely accused of murdering another black man who do life in jail in Mississippi. That's the whole fucking premise.
And it's frustrating to me, and I want to get your guys' opinion on this. It's like, for me to sit there and watch something like that, and as I'm watching it, I'm present and I'm cognizant. I'm like, man, here we are in 2020. This movie shouldn't be relevant anymore.
You would think.
But it is.
Very much so.
Even more so.
And I just think that's the key. We're not so far removed from segregation. We're not so far removed from black people being lynched. Like,
my great grandma can recall stories about how she wasn't allowed to go in white neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I still hear that, so it's still real. That means there are still racist white people who were doing that to my family.
Yeah.
That doesn't just go away.
And those racist white people taught their racist children, who are teaching their children. So racism is taught, hate is taught. I don't care how you lay the bricks. Like, you don't just wake up and be like, oh, I hate white people. I mean, I hate black people today. That's not how it works. So I just think that, first and foremost, just want to reiterate to people that have children, please have conversation with your children, whether you're white, black, purple, green. I don't care.
Don't do the whole, we don't see color.
Yeah, that defeats the point and the purpose of the struggles that we've already gone through. So not even defeats, it diminishes everything that people have gone through, which is incredibly insensitive. But insensitivity, it's a whole nother topic. So, I mean, just, again, teach your children, have conversations with your children, so that at some point we have to break the cycle. It's like, at what point do we start taking responsibility for our households? And you see all these white kids on TikToking their little damn hearts out. And I'm like, but where are y'all parents at?
Jocelyn, you brought up the whole, like, we don't see color, and do we think that was almost like a mistake of a conversation that took place for such a long time?
I think that's people trying to dismiss that there is racism. Racism doesn't exist if we act like it's not there. Mm-hmm. It's like y'all are just ignoring our voices and our stories and saying that they're not valid by saying that you don't see color. How can you not see color? Because you obviously know there's a difference between you and I.
Yeah.
You're ignoring what I've gone through. I've had white boys say, you're hot, but I could never take you home. If I had $1 for how many times I heard that.
Speak on it. Or
I would be rich.
You're different than other black people.
Oh my God, you're so pretty. What are you mixed with? I'm black.
Black mixed with black.
I can't believe it.
Period.
There's no way. Black girls can't be pretty. I just don't get it. But that's the reality we live in. I'm so used to being the only black girl in my class or the only black girl around, and all the white people look, can you teach us how to twerk? It's like, why can't y'all just watch MTV?
What are your perspective is interesting because you work in IT. Like, that's
I'm the only black girl. Not the only woman, but I'm definitely the only black girl. Usually.
What is that experience like?
I don't want to be too loud because I don't want to be seen as a loud black girl. I have to show up on time, usually early. I make sure I'm the first person in meetings. I make sure I'm speaking up in meetings. Like, I want to be heard. I just don't want to fall to the wayside. Is you don't want to do too much, but you don't want to do too little. But you also want to be noticed, but not for the wrong things.
Everything has to be calculated.
Who can I relate to at my job? Who can I go to for advice? It's usually an older white man, if he's willing to take the time out to listen to me. It's hard.
Are they more likely to, or less? I mean, I don't know how to word what I'm trying to say. Like, because of the fact that A, you're a woman there, and B, you're a black woman there, do you feel like some of the men that you're supposed to go to are more likely because there's a bias? You know what I mean? Like, they're doing it for not the reasons they should be.
There was one time at my last job, I won't say where it was, I was in the cafeteria and the VP came up to me and I had my hair curly. He's like, oh wow, you got your crazy hair today. And like, what, I didn't even know what to say to that. Basic instinct was just to smile and just nod and walk away. But I still carry that with me. Like, that's what he thought about my natural hair, how it grows out of my head. That hurt. And it's like, he always like, my door is open. It's like, how can I come talk to you when I know the first thing you look at me and you see she has crazy hair?
Yeah.
So if I'm at work and I need to relate to somebody, it's usually the Indian girls who are there. But they don't know what we're going through. They have their own issues. But it's not the same as ours.
For sure. Kierra, you work in media.
Yeah.
What's the balance like there? Because you're supposed to be, in theory, you're supposed to be objective, but you're a person. Of course, with everything that's going on right now, stuff's going to impact you, and you're going to see how people are acting a certain way. And I imagine, much like Jocelyn, there's this fear of like, well, I can't say too much and speak out and correct someone because then I'm that loud black girl.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It's been tough. This past week has been especially tough. I attended the protest on Saturday and had to turn around and go to work on Sunday and listen to my white superiors completely disregard anything that happened. No one said, let's talk about what happened. I mean, yeah, they check on you, but it's all surface level. How are you feeling? I feel like shit. You want me to say that? Like, that's not what you want to hear. And like you said, I'm supposed to be objective. But how do I be objective when people have not taken my plight into consideration ever? So it's tough. But again, as black people, we are forced to be resilient. It's not something that you pick or choose. By design, we are resilient. We are forced to pick ourselves up and keep going. Does it suck? Absolutely. It's kind of like the saying, like, just because I can carry it doesn't mean it's not heavy. And that's kind of where I'm at with it. I had a huge conversation with our general manager. It was like all of the black staff had to get together and talk to our white general manager about how we're feeling. That was a real hard conversation to have. And I'm fortunate to work for a company that wants to have that conversation, but I also struggle with, you kind of mentioned it before, like, as a black person, I don't feel like it's my obligation to have to teach white people how to be an ally. Nobody taught me how to survive as a black person. I just had to do it. So if you want to be an ally, just do it. Figure it out. Get you and your white friends together that are, like, if y'all are all clueless, get together, brainstorm, figure it out. But stop calling my phone, stop direct messaging me. I don't have the answers for you right now. And quite frankly, I'm tired. I don't have the mental capacity or the energy to sit up here and hear your woe is me. I'm white and I don't know what to do. Sorry, that was long-winded.
That's okay.
It was useful.
Being at the protest and then being a part of the media, what are your feelings in terms of how everything's being presented?
I think everything is somehow always skewed. Do I think that there are instances in the media with companies that their agenda is to aid in the disarray of the world? Yes. But on where I work on the local level, I think that we are genuinely trying to share the stories and make people aware, raise awareness of what's actually happening. And it's tough. I just think that it's hard to work in the media because we're always blamed because we're making people aware. But if I didn't make you aware, then you would say, where are you guys at? Why you guys aren't covering this? So it's like, what do you want from me? So I kind of feel like I have that tug and pull of, I don't know what y'all want me to do. Like, I got into media because I believe in presenting information that is fair and balanced and getting both sides of the story. But at the same time, because I'm black, I feel like it's expected for me to lean one way or another. But I'm like, it's tough because everybody has a voice, everybody has their opinion, which deserves to be heard. Whether I think that's right, that's a different story. And I feel like that's where we have to find that balance.
John, you're not, we talked, and you're not necessarily against looting and the chaos that comes
It's
after
not our
the
system.
protesting.
I don't respect it because it's not our system. We're following rules by white people. Like, black women can't be loud and express themselves or they look some kind of ghetto shit. Like, they talk in movie theaters. Well, we can have fun different than you. It's not wrong. Fuck off. Like, don't criticize it. It's not for you to criticize. Like, we like music a certain way. You can't criticize because it's not yours. And black isn't one thing. Like, we can be corny. We don't have to be cool. We can do whatever the fuck we want. We should be allowed to be black, and that's it. Like, it shouldn't be more of a stigma like, oh, you love hip hop or you like this type of thing. No, you're just black, and that should be fine. But it's not. You can't just be a person. You gotta be qualified with black every fucking time. And that's frustrating already because you represent everybody black's idea. So if you think black people are one way and I'm not, I change your mind, I'm some magical nigga. Like, no, I'm tired of that shit. Like, I just want to be me. I don't want to have to care about everything, but right now we have to because nobody else does.
Yeah. Just to touch on that too,
Yeah.
I am so tired and exhausted with people telling people how to respond to years of systemic racism, years of oppression. I don't give a damn. Let people do what the hell they want to do. I don't care if you want to sit in your room and cry. I don't care if you want to go out into the streets and scream and bang your head against the wall and smash everything. I don't care, because that's your right to do what you want to do during this time. What I don't appreciate is people saying, "Oh, if you're not out on the front lines, you don't count," or y'all, like, it's always a but. But I'm like, yo, y'all are killing us. I don't care what your but is. I don't. It's irrelevant to the black lives that have been consistently lost over the years. It's not even like, oh, got a year off, consistently.
What's what you guys say? So obviously in these situations when businesses are being destroyed and when people are going to lose jobs temporarily because things are going to shut down, and obviously in a pandemic where some of these jobs just came back, that's going to happen. Personally, I know a young black man who now has lost his job because there was looting and rioting in downtown Cleveland, and they don't know when they're going to open again. And in a lot of people's eyes, that's the black community hurting the black community, but that's surface level, right? Like there's more to it. Like, it's okay to be on the side of people who are acting out, but then also go and support this young man. And I feel like that's what a lot of white people aren't seeing. They think that, okay, one of these sides is wrong and the other side's right, as opposed to there are answers to every single thing that happened.
These are all symptoms of the original problem. So if we didn't have the original problem, which is racism and inequality, we wouldn't have this trickle-down effect. So my issue is, if you're mad about the looting, if you're mad about, people protesting, if you're mad about anything that is a direct effect or like a direct, result of what's happening, then you need to fix the original problem.
And I think, in that situation, to me at least, and I don't know if your opinions vary on it, but it's like I said, you can, when white people ask, what can I do, right? Well, right there, in that specific example, you can allow people to express themselves from all these years and decades and centuries, realistically, of oppression and all of these symptoms built up, and you can just say, all right, look, I'm supporting it because I know why this is happening, and then you can go and support this kid who needs some help, and it's like, all right, whether it's lending him some money or like he's in entertainment, so buy some of his merch or things like that. So again, I guess it's me saying to white people, like, the answers are there sometimes right in front of you when the question is, what can I do? Well, like, what you can do.
And you just said it. They don't want to know. They're not trying. Y'all, like, not knowing is such
it's a luxury.
Yeah.
White people get uncomfortable. You're able to walk away. Black people, when we're uncomfortable, we can't escape it. I could go home, but I can't watch TV because there's more white people. It's like, there's no escape for us. Y'all can go around other white people and feel okay and escape whatever made you uncomfortable. We don't get that luxury. Ever.
Even now, like you said, white people can go and convene, and converse with their other white people, but all my black friends is talking about this.
Exactly.
We're tired. Yeah. Like, everybody is talking about this. This
is what's going on.
Yeah.
This is what has been going on. We've never not talked about white people because it's always happening.
Are there too many white people not having this? Are there too many white people having this conversation on social media but not having it in groups?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Also, when it comes to the black community shit, y'all try and blame on us. Y'all put us in those communities. So downtown areas, we don't have, like, if you look at Shaker, they have Van Aken, they have Shaker Square, where they can get all the shit they need in one part. Every black neighborhood has a hospital, which is not even ours. Somebody bought that land, put a hospital there. We have nothing. We got to go other places to get shit. So you guys can stay in your own neighborhoods and be fine. Self-sufficient. We don't have that. And then you talk about our neighbors are shitty. Well, you fucking did that to us. So we have violence, whatever. We all got violence too. Poor and poor both have violence. Don't put color on it. A black on black crime isn't real because it's not racially motivated. I didn't fight him because he's black. It's proximity. Yes. It's like we know the fucking trick, but y'all keep saying black on black is a fight to discredit us saying stop shooting us. We all kill yourselves. All right, so if I start beating your ass, now what? We just have beat up white people day? Can we do that then? Like, if I start punching white people, it's cool now. Let's normalize beating up white people. Is that okay? So when you say black on black, it's like, all right, well, I'm going to start fucking white people up. Let's get this shit normal. Let's normalize that now. If you going to keep saying black on black, but it's not. You guys put us in a position and say, why can't you make it better?
And black on black crime is never brought up until we
Stop
are saying stop shooting us. Like, literally, we are simply asking for our lives to be spared. Like, at the bare minimum. Like, how, like, literally.
You know how they always show those mugshots of the white shooters who have killed 10 people and then black people who didn't kill anybody, and the black people are beat up and the white shooters that just look like they got a haircut. It's like,
we don't get taken in. We don't get taken in. We used to get court cases. I guess y'all got mad at OJ and said, fuck it, no more court cases. That's how it feels. It's like we don't get to talk with guilty anymore. We just get killed right there for dumb shit. That don't be like real crimes. Violent crimes, I say.
What is your sentiment? I don't know if any of you have paid attention or noticed, but with how vocal OJ has been throughout all this. Because
I had a joke about it, but it wasn't. It was like, man, I guess he black again. He ain't just OJ. That's what I said. Because when he said y'all need to stop, I was like, oh, I guess it's fucking with him. I guess he got pulled over finally, and they didn't care. Like, the juice is now Othello James Simpson. Like, it's different. And I'm not mad at him. Like, the thing is, like, we get mad at when black isn't always one thing. Like, I'm cool with OJ existing, being whoever he wants to be. But if you take the poison of whitewashing he had to do, he's just a killer, which is like, he killed 2 white people. So, I mean, right now, I ain't that mad at for that, you know? It's not too bad compared to what's happening. And number-wise, we only got 2 on the books that we got away with. Compared to the game that we play with white people, they killed 3 in 1 week. And that's what we knew about. That's it, right. And we get so mad at it. We have so much pain. We arguing about who's going to get talked about first. Because we can't even get through the deaths. We got to talk about everybody. We got to worry about funerals and shit. We got to still get through this. It's like, how we going to... We got people screaming black things matter on top of the black. We don't just let it be black. Because we got so much pain. We feel ignored. So we just all screaming at each other. Because we don't know what the fuck to do. Because we tired. Because every time we try to find some type of help, white people say, what can we do? We've been fucking asking for help since the same fucking arguments. Since the 60s. Same arguments. We got different technology. So instead of a camcorder in 94, it's cell phones recording the shit. Nothing fucking changes.
What's the balance in white people? Frankly, I mean, white people don't have to deal with seeing white people murdered on camera and cell phones. I mean, honestly, the 2 off the top of my head that they actually saw happen are both of the Kennedys. Other than that, I can't think of a single instance in history in the last 40, 50 years where we've sat there and done that. But
Charlottesville, a white man ran a car into a group of people and killed a white woman.
That's true.
That was on camera.
All right.
That was the last one I saw.
So one more within that.
In my directory of death, I've fucking seen in the last too fucking long.
And what's that balance in seeing these things happen? I imagine that there's a little bit of, thank goodness somebody had a cell phone so that the rest of the world can see this, but then also, like, this is fucking awful to watch, and this is happening to people that could be you.
The Tamir Rice case was wild. Like, as a kid, if he has a real gun, the cop just hopped out the car like Bruce Willis and just started popping. It wasn't even I am a police officer, put the gun down. But you see a white man with an assault rifle screaming in cops' faces, and they're not even pulling their triggers. They're not even unguarded yet. They still got their gun hooked. I mean, clipped in. Yeah. No, nothing, no problem. No pushing. Getting pushed, actually, with an assault rifle from a white person. But a kid has a toy gun. You unload a clip. In South Carolina, the guy just ran away. He even punched the cop first. He just ran away. Cop shit 5 shots in his back. Then stands over him. A black cop got to come over and make a choice between his job or this image that looks like him on the ground. And that's a pain he got to deal with. Like, it ain't like it's one way. He's wrong, but we can't win. If we become police officers, we got to keep our job because now you in the gang. You can't leave the gang. You can't write a book about that shit. You can't do shit about it. You just got to die with that secret and tell your family, hey, man, if the cop ever says this, get ready. If he calls you brother, that's a nice way you can say nigga. Like,
with your dad having been a police officer, I know I've seen this come up on people's posts, but what's the response when people want to point out, oh, well, these were black cops who were arresting or were a part of this?
It's a system still. Like, it's power. It's like, okay, you have to make a choice. You're living or your life. So your job or your life. So you can't, and once you're a cop, you might have thought, oh, I'm going to be changing the world. Then you get your hands dirty and you can't do shit about it. It's like politicians. Once you get in, we can attack your record when we need to. It's all a fix. Like, it's the system structure is fucked up. So I'm like, fucking burn it down. I don't care about looting. Break shit. Fuck them. Stay in the neighborhood you scared of. Like, the same neighborhood you shoot us in, stay there. Don't come out. Wild niggas out here. Don't come out no more. Stay right there. Your safe neighborhoods. We breaking anything else.
When it comes to protesting, are white people acting appropriately and properly, or are there things that they...
Horribly. Y'all breaking shit and then y'all having fun. Y'all them radical ones. We don't spray paint shit. We don't call cops pigs. We don't talk like that. We don't give a fuck about spray paint. That's some shit that y'all see in movies that y'all made. This ain't the Warriors, my nigga. We don't give a fuck about spray paint. Y'all spray painting shit. Breaking windows. We don't do that. We screaming change, stop. Y'all causing destruction and distractions. Then y'all see that shit in the news. You don't see anybody, you see people running out with shit. You don't see who broke the shit. Like them trap cars, they have a TV show called Entrapment pretty much. Leave a running car in a bad neighborhood with everybody walking on a bus system.
Always in a black neighborhood.
Yeah, everybody riding a fucking bus, you give some kids a car. Fuck it, why not?
Leave the keys in it running. In a black
yeah, I'm gonna leave. I'll bring it back. I'm gonna go see this girl I've been trying to go see all week. I'll bring the car back. Fuck it. You don't care about much about it. I'm gonna use it. Instead, get in the car. 2 blocks. Boom. Now you're looking at 3 years. For what? And this is a white people show. Y'all love that shit. No, there was not a black producer on that fucking show. So yeah, let's do this. I got a great idea for a show. Let's put money in bags and have everybody not claim it. Then sue them for taxes. Like, yeah, let's put people in jail. Let's give them $1 million in a bag, and they don't report it. So now they going for extortion. Yeah. Somehow, they say the money came from drugs, some shit. Patriot Act. All these fucking laws y'all love to bring on us.
Being in the media, do you think that that's a fair assessment? Do you think that there needs to be more shown of that like white people? Because I don't know. I feel like maybe that's not helping the divide that's already there, right?
And I'm divided on that. I just think what's really happening needs to be shown, whether that is white people causing the destruction, but I also think that peaceful protests need to be shown too. They need more highlighting as well. I am all for what is actually happening being depicted. I don't care what the scale is on that. It was just a hard line to walk for me because, again, being black, you automatically want to ride for your people. You want to be, but at the same time, so I guess where I stand on it is this. I don't care what you do. I don't care what you do, what your actions are to express yourself, but I don't hate the media for saying that that's what happened. And that is hard to say. Oof.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Both sides matter as far as you're going to report the news. That's fine. They're not creating a narrative. It's showing you what happened. That's fine. It's when people get control of that and start filtering what they want to show the second. Like the pass on part is the part they don't do. So they won't show the white kid breaking windows. They'll show the black people running out of the store. Yeah. They won't show, like one, there's a video on CNN. It says a woman mask on, carrying clothes, and the woman's narrating.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
The white woman's narrating saying she must be an employee working late today.
I'm hoping that that's not what she's doing. We are going to check back. That's what I disagree with. That type of media.
The filter
but that is from, and what people, the levels to media and coverage. So that is a national organization that is known for their stance on black people and the black culture. And then in media, we've gone through things where messages are driven from corporate that are forced upon other local entities and national entities for that coverage. But that's where Black journalists come in and have to say that it's my job, it's my duty to deliver the news fair and balanced. So I'm not saying what you just scripted me to say. I'm not. So I think homegirl that was narrating that, she gotta go. But again, there are not Black people in high enough places to make that call, to make that room uncomfortable, to say, like, what the hell are y'all doing? Like, that's not what's happening. And it's very clear to everyone that's watching, but you're trying to feed us a narrative that is completely false. And that's what I'm not okay with.
We knew it was a lie, but some white woman sees that and is like, look at her surviving and all that chaos. Yeah. That's what they think. She's a survivor. She's resilient coming out of that store with shit she ain't buy. Like, the fuck? We're poor and crazy.
Yeah.
One of the phrases I think we've seen in comedy as people make jokes really about white people and the Karens and things like that, but it's like this phrase of accidental racism.
It's not accidental.
That's not it. Nope.
Only y'all say that shit, so you don't gotta take that whole hit in your mouth. You don't want to say I'm racist, because you say that, now you gotta deal with what that means. Because when you say racist, it's like saying a Nazi.
Yeah. It's
hate. There's no logic to it besides hate. So if you're gonna admit that you hate, well, we all were told that we love good, so we destroy evil, and you're saying you're evil. So does that leave you? You can't say I'm a racist. Like, well, I was blind, I didn't know. I don't think it's white privilege. Well, it's white comfort then. Your comfort's more than my safety. If you got a problem with me in public, I get arrested. If me and her out together, right, and you touch her and I come at you crazy, they see me beating you up. They don't see you assault her sexually. They see me fucking you up, and now I'm the crazy nigga.
Yeah.
You just got, it's a misunderstanding, bro. Calm down. Really? That's what you say? Nowhere else you can do that. In my neighborhood, that wouldn't happen. Only because you guys feel that comfort to do fuck shit that it's okay.
And the gag is, though, even if I was white and he assaulted me, you would still stand up for it. White people not going to do the same thing.
Yeah, because me and Bill talking about white friends, and Neil Brennan put the thing out. He told a story about how just being a white friend early and treating a Black person like a regular person, he'll never forget that. And how so many Black guys have put white men in positions to win after they work with them. Chris Rock made a guy who now made the show, one of the shows that was a classic now on ABC. One of those fake reality shows.
Oh yeah,
I forget the name of the show, but like he got his whole start doing the Chris Rock show and being his director. And Chris Rock got him in other positions. People we don't forget, but you guys don't look back for shit. We're more of a novelty friend or a novelty something. I've heard white guys talk about Black women. It's like, man, I've ended friendships from that shit. Cause I'm like, we're not friends now. So now if you say that shit, you ain't gotta feel like you're too comfortable. Just know you say that shit again. I heard novelty lay from a group of white guys talking about a Black girl, novelty lay. I never knew that was a thing. I never called a girl a novelty lay. Oh, I'm like, these motherfuckers got good. Novelty's a great word, but just the context was like savage as shit. I'm like, all right, well,
that's crazy.
We don't look at it like that. We got different problems when it comes to white women.
It's interesting that you bring up, I guess the aspect of novelty, because one of the things I think of are when white people go into. So I think that there are things that white people do, and they go so far to thinking that they're doing a good job that, in fact, they don't see what they're doing.
You don't listen.
Racist in its own.
We all know that. Like, men do it too with women. We don't listen. We just think that they gonna like this. You're like, well, ask her. Some girls don't like flowers. Like, you can't just assume you can just take this template of an idea and just move that to everybody else after that.
Yeah.
Everybody's a person. Stop treating like, I see you, I'm gonna categorize you. Don't fucking do that anymore at all. We just need to all stop it. We all do it a little bit, but we're the ones getting killed over it. That's why we so angry, because like everybody does it, but we the only ones who catching bullets and ass for it.
There's a long-standing organization things. So like white people getting involved in Big Brother Big Sister program.
That's white savior shit, man.
That's exactly where I was going to ask. It's a matter of what are your feelings? Are there white people who are doing it and
I don't want you in our neighborhoods. I don't want white people around my kids anymore. Like when it comes to like the neighborhoods, and y'all try to taper shit and put ceilings on dreams sometimes.
Okay.
Like, oh yeah, you can do that if you do that. Nah, man, we'll take care of it. We'll empower them to feel like these images are gonna be fine. We don't need a white face tampering our shit. Like, I'm not on some separation shit, but like, just we don't need white women teaching our kids, because to them they're trying to be Michelle Pfeiffer and then they shaving the hood. And really, you suck at your fucking job. You're 25 years old trying to teach a kid. Just be 25. You don't know shit yet. You're not saving anything. You don't have experiences with shit. They're not ghetto kids who don't know shit. They're just kids who don't know shit. They're in school for a reason. They're learning.
That's my issue. So my thing, I don't have a problem with white people being around our children or being around us or our communities. My issue is untrained white people, because we know that you have been taught just innately. You have been taught. I don't want to talk, but you have privilege, so you don't know the struggle. So I think that the breakdown is where those white people that are going into our black communities, like you said, and corrupting our community and our children's thoughts. That's my issue. You need some diversity training, sis, because just because I'm black don't mean I can't do X, Y, Z, whatever I want to do. Yeah. And that's my issue. I just think that there needs to be better training and more conversations. White people think that they are the end all, be end all, and know everything. And you don't, especially when you're coming into the black community. Especially then. I need for you to listen to these kids. So I don't think, because I think at the end of the day, it's going to take us all coming together to make some type of change. I just think that the people acting that change out need to be well-versed in all struggle and not just white privilege.
What's I know this is gonna go wild real fast, but what's an example of one of the dumbest things you've heard a white person ever say in terms of like lack of awareness? Just, not paying attention, like, hey, you have this level of privilege. Like, no. Or, I mean, anything, really.
I once dated a white guy, and his mother made a comment that I wish I could have blonde-haired, blue-eyed grandbabies, because her daughter married an African, fresh off the boat African, and he was dating me. It's like, you really just said that? I'm sitting right here.
Yeah, microaggressions. Y'all good at that. I've heard that angry black man shit after I get angry from what they saying that to me at shows, like comedy shows. They're like, oh, John's been angry black man. No, I'm just angry at you suck. You suck. Like, nigga, you wasting everybody's time to pay to be here. No, it's you.
I think I'm more frustrated at the shock that I can complete a sentence.
Mm.
Oh, you speak so well.
Oh, you're so articulate. Where are you from? Bitch, I'm from Cleveland. Like,
and we close this for y'all. We do that for y'all. We talk like you so you can understand it.
Yeah, to make you comfortable.
Yeah, we can talk however we want. Like,
I'm used to answering the phone like, hello.
That's the thing. Black people are chameleons. And if you put a white person in a black community, you stick out like a sore thumb. Mm-hmm. But our whole lives, we have been taught to blend and assimilate to make y'all feel comfortable. Yes. And I just feel like black people now are like, you ain't like me no way. Yeah. So why am I trying?
I stopped doing a white voice on the phone a while ago. Yeah. You gonna meet me and realize I'm black.
I want y'all uncomfortable. I'm doing uncomfortable shit around white people all the time now, on purpose. Just cause, like, I'm tired of having to worry about how I look.
What's an example of one of the dumbest things that you've heard a white person say, and they actually think that they're helping you, but they don't get it? Because I know that there's a lot of that.
I went to a friend's house, and it was a cookout, but I got there late because like the last stop on like the cookout run, because I know they weren't gonna have good food. And when I got there, him and his girlfriend pretty much cornered me and said, "Why can't black people just?" And I instantly lost it, because like I'm not gonna answer all the questions, but the stuff I do know is neighborhoods. The fucking part that our neighborhoods are owned by hospitals, while everybody else's neighborhoods has stores. And everything you need is in your store. We don't have a community anymore. We never had one. The parts you don't want, you give it to us and call it scrap and say that's the neighborhood. Same with chitlins. Like, we make shit out of it because we have no choice. We're going to survive. But we didn't ask for this shit. It's not what we wanted. We would love to have more. If we move into a nice neighborhood, it has to be a white neighborhood. And we got to be the cool, special to get there. You got to be a millionaire to get into this neighborhood with everybody else. Everybody's a regular-ass white person. Mediocre as fuck. But we got to be exceptional to live there. For what? Just to not have problems you made? Like, if we have friends over now, it's a problem. Police showing up. Pool parties got kids getting slammed by cops. For what? Because we not supposed to be in there, but we paying rent like everybody else? How the fuck can we fit in? Everywhere we go is uncomfortable unless we stay in the hood, and the hood's bad. So we can't win with y'all system. So I'm like, burn the bitch down. We'll start over. Let's break everything down. Everything that's left over is the strong. The strong can talk now. You know what we can do to each other. Now that y'all realize what we can do to y'all, you start listening. Until then, we all submissive. We got to be quiet. They can't be loud because angry black woman. I can't be violent because, no, fuck it. They can be loud and get the ideas out and we'll enforce it like y'all do. White women cry. White cops show up. We're going to do the same shit. They cry, we show up. Why not? It works for y'all. We're going to do it y'all way at first.
You've heard white people go on camera and say that, though. Like, I was taught to cry to get out of things. Yeah. Like,
we can't. If
I start crying in front of a cop, he looking at me like, what's going on, sis? You good? And I'm like this, well, I tried. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy that what white people have been able to get away with for decades, centuries. Even you look at the case of Emmett Till. Like, that lady completely lied, came out and said, yeah, I lied.
Even if she didn't lie. Happened. Even if it was true, he whistled. He ain't grab her, he ain't rape her. He just whistled at her and catcalled her back in the day. And he didn't say, hey, bitch, come here. He didn't say, hey, hunky bitch, let me get some of that pussy. No. The rumor was, hey, baby. That's it. Hey, baby.
Right.
14.
You can ignore that. You can ignore hey, baby.
14.
Yeah. Hey, baby ain't going to get you death. Yeah. If I just met her and say, hey, baby, she's going to ignore me. I'm an asshole, but I'm not going to die from it. I don't get a new friend. That's about it. That should be the end of it. It shouldn't be a death sentence. And it wasn't even the cops that killed him. They went to the house. He went outside. They didn't catch him later. They plotted on him. Facts. And that shit happens. We're supposed to hear that story and pass it down to our kids like a ghost story to remember crackers are crazy. Why the fuck we gotta keep telling that story to everybody? You don't visit cousins in the South because you might not come back because of the Emmett Till legend.
How should white people with kids tell those kinds of stories? Is it up to parents or should it be up to schools as well?
Both.
Okay.
It's a system.
Both. I think white people should sit their kids down and say, listen, back in the day, even now, we have a history of being crazy as fuck and terrorizing black people, and you need to stop the cycle. And it should go from there.
Teach people as people. Like, we all can do this. Oh, that's a person. That's just Steve. Yeah. It shouldn't be, I got another white boy named Steve. I don't qualify you. You're just Steve. You're on my phone. Full name.
All right.
Everybody uses my full name.
I'm saying, that's it. It's like, but that's it. You're just Steve.
Cut us all open. We all bleed the same.
Yeah.
It's like I don't have white boy Rick and shit like that on my phone. I don't have my black friends and my white friends. I got people I talk to and people I don't.
For white people who grew up in a predominantly white community, they want to make the efforts. They're now having kids. Should they make a conscious effort to put their kids in activities with children that are of color?
I think they should make a conscious effort to diversify their entire lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
From top to bottom. It should not be just because you have kids. If you white and you look at your 4th of July kicking and it ain't nobody black or remotely different than you, why? That's self-reflection. And that's my problem. White people don't do enough self-reflecting on... They just so comfortable in their whiteness. I'm just, like... Black people, we have people like you. We're all friends with you, Steve. How'd you get us all here? You picked up the phone and called, right?
Yeah.
How many other white people you know that can do the same thing? Could you get a white person here?
Oh, I get 10.
Could you get a white person here?
I can get 4 white people for a conversation.
I was gonna say I think I have 3 white people off the top of my head that I would say go right for it. Yeah.
That's the problem.
We integrate in y'all system, and we mute ourselves in y'all system. Then around each other, we're comfortable, and we don't gotta say, "Oh, what up, black person?" We don't do all that extra shit. We just see each other. Hi, we're good. But around you guys, we sometimes straighten up. We used to. Now we tired because we gotta perform. I know people who like corporate America. My friend, she works in whatever. She has a job, and they got mad at the black people for not coming to their after work Zoom call. Like, why didn't they show up? Well, they tired of performing. They don't want to do the shit at work and then be fake as fuck on another Zoom call. Like, I'm off work. I'm at home. I don't want to fucking look at your face anymore.
I done put 40 in. 40 plus, because you know black people work harder. So,
and if we
40
don't,
plus.
we wrong. If we don't do it, we antisocial. We not a problem because we didn't go above and beyond and be in your system in our personal lives. It can't just be a job anymore.
Yeah.
Like, why? I can't just do my job and go home. I got to do my job and then be your black coworker and you got to invite me to your house. Man.
It's used as a token. It's just be like, oh, yeah, this is my white friend. Yeah, Jamal here. Yeah, Tyrone. It's always like, it's used as a cover-up. Like, yeah, I have a black friend. Like, it's always token.
Less racist.
Right.
I got a black girlfriend. That doesn't make my white boyfriend. He thought because he was dating me, it made him less racist. But I used to hear stuff he said. I was like, this is not going to work. It's not a cop-out. Just because you have black friends.
So, what do you say then to white people who are, I don't know, how they want to make a black friend? This is such a stupid question, but I know I'm asking it for other people. myself. They want to make black friends, but they don't want it to be seen as reaching out to have a token black friend. And you know that there are people who exist who have only ever been around white people, and I'm certain they're watching this or listening to us talk and saying, well, how do I even go and make a black friend? And I know that's so ridiculous, but
how did you make your white friend?
Exactly. We speak English, man.
You know, if
you're more likely to hurt me than I am to hurt you.
Yeah,
statistically speaking.
Like,
and if somebody, let's say in the workplace, somebody works, let's say, where you were working, and would you feel if coworkers invited you over to a cookout or out for drinks or whatever, would you feel like they were doing it because you're a coworker, or would you feel like they're doing it because you are a person of color and they feel like either it's an obligation for them to be a good person?
Both, but I would still appreciate the effort to include me, and I would go, and then I would see from there who actually takes the time to come up and get to know me, and make conversation and not make it uncomfortable.
I think that it starts before we even get to inviting me somewhere, because I'm skeptical. Again, black people getting killed for anything, so I'm scared. So I think it starts if you want to make a friend at work, like build a rapport with them at work, so that way it's how you make friends with anybody.
Yeah.
If I meet you the first time, I'm not gonna be like, hey, come to my house for this barbecue. I don't know you, but I mean, I'll talk to you tomorrow. We could try again. Like, it's really not rocket science, y'all. I promise. Like,
and we fought so hard to not be called colored people. Switching the words and saying people of color is not. We're black, man. We tired of that shit. Like,
I hate hearing African American.
Don't lump us in with anything else. We got our own problems. Like, we got our own problems in our own shit. Black people have our own shit. We don't have people of color problems.
Yeah.
And I'm a water fountain saying colored people. So fuck that shit. We are just black in our own shit, dealing with that, with y'all shit, their shit. We tired of dealing with people of color because then y'all start lumping everything in and start separating it again.
all right.
Yeah.
Like, black people get fucking shot. Ain't people of color getting shot.
Facts.
Like, if I punch you in the arm, you're purple now. If I beat you up, you're gonna be bruised. You're a person. You got color too. Stop that color shit. Don't lump us all in when it's convenient. Then when it's not convenient, when it comes to voting rights, black vote. You ain't black if you don't vote for me. All right, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't go that route. Like, even Obama didn't have the balls to say that shit.
I'm glad.
He made black people. He made 2 black people. He didn't fucking say that crazy shit. Hey, y'all black people, come on, man.
I'm glad you said that, because that's where I was going to go to next as I uttered those words, because it's. You said you hate the term African American.
Question: why do white people say African American?
Y'all get
we
American.
Don't call y'all European.
Y'all get to claim American like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Though.
What is the difference? Because I don't know anybody in my family from Africa. I couldn't even tell you.
We ain't got no paperwork. Y'all just write the paper. We can't be from Africa.
At least you could say I'm a little Polish mixed with Italian mixed with this. Like, I have no clue where I'm from.
For me personally, I have always said that. But again, you have to be willing to have uncomfortable conversations, and they shouldn't. The more conversations you have, the less
uncomfortable with it. That's the whole point. Yep.
Right? So I've always asked people I know of, look, I'm friends with a midget, and a lot of people are going to be like, you can't call him a midget. Why are you saying that? Well, you know why I say that? Because, but here's my point. Okay. I call him a midget because he says, I'm a midget. This is how, that's what I want to be referred to. I call my black friends black because
what's your last name?
They want to be referred
What's
to.
your last name?
Guy.
So you can follow that back until whenever y'all got here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your last name?
Cotton. Cotton.
Cotton. That's not the last name that she came with. What about you?
Ball.
Not the last name she came with. Bruton. Not the last name I came with. We were Ball's nigga, Cotton's nigga, Bruton's nigga. And then we just made our lives work from that. We had to learn the language.
Yeah.
Getting to college, they killing it. Black women are killing it in college. It's something that they were told they couldn't get in or be smart to be in. They're thriving like fuck. No credit still. They not smart enough. No matter what we do, y'all always find a reason that y'all shocked by shit. Since the 40s, they've been fucking up everything. Everything we do, y'all gave us a shot. Y'all needed us when y'all was at war. We started showing out. Then y'all get back. Oh, we can't. You're back to being a nigga now. I don't need your help. We're tired of this. Like, break the system. Like, you can't fix it no more. There's no more putting band-aids on little shit. Destroy it all. Because it's so many problems, so many layers that you can't fix one thing at a time. We don't have enough time for that. Because by the time one thing gets fixed, the generation's dead. It resets back to the bullshit. The default setting is niggas, Indians, and white people are Americans. So the people that were here are called Native Americans, but somehow we put a qualifier on them. They're Native Americans, but we don't respect the word native to be original. So they don't even get qualified to be Native Americans. But you're American. You can scream American up and down this bitch. We can't say that shit. We're American made. The definition of American made. We're made in America. But yet we get treated like we're nothing. We went from not being people to now being college-educated doctors. To even had a president. But somehow we still get treated like second citizens. Y'all loved it when Obama was in office. There was no riots like this until y'all killed a kid then. It wasn't this bad. Because he could say, hey, man, let's not do that. Let's talk more about it. Leadership. Cop gets shot. He talks to the police officers to show, hey, I know y'all don't judge me for this shit, but I'll take this hit so y'all don't take bigger ones. Judge me and call me whatever the fuck you want privately, but we got to do this shit to keep the peace. New motherfucker come in, photo ops. Like, it's the worst leader we ever had, and somehow white people just wanted somebody, they wanted a white person so bad. They wanted a white man so bad. They didn't care who they got. They didn't give a fuck. As long as a white man got in that office, they didn't care who he was. Underqualified, mediocre as fuck, but that's America. White men can be mediocre as fuck and still get some kind of shine. We got to be exceptional to get noticed.
Let's talk about culture. Where is the line? Because as we tear everything down, to your point, and just start over, it's not fixing anymore, right? And in an ideal realm, everybody's coming together and it's all one thing. But it's not realistic. It's not. But
because you won't let it be. If you start saying, all right, now we're gonna re-job, everybody gotta get new jobs, right? Best qualified gets the job.
Yeah.
We don't care about the first name anymore. You just have a number. No numbers, that's not like a social security number that tells you what you could be. No, just a number of when you registered your time. Then you start hiring those people. And not because they're black, it's that's their occupation. If we did that, it'd be like easy. Well, Chappelle said everybody in China is Chinese. Over here, we don't know what the fuck. We all screaming at different shit. If you're mixed, you can't just be one thing. You got to be this and the other. So you have an identity crisis half the time because somebody didn't claim you early on. So you get told you're not good enough or you're not this enough. You got to deal with that shit on your own. You're isolated. We got our own problems, but we can't fix it just one thing. There's no one thing you can fix to stop all this shit. And then you start over. And it starts with money because all we have here is money. We all go to war together. We can die together in arms. We can all play sports together, but we don't actually make money together.
Do you see, or do you want to ever get to a point where, like you said, Chinese people are Chinese? There's so much a mix of everything in the United States.
Because we never integrated for real. Italians still can be Italians in their own neighborhoods, and everybody leaves that shit alone.
And that's what I'm saying. Do you feel like people ever want it to get, you have people, and I feel like it's just a sense of self-righteousness at this point to say, well, I just believe we're all Americans.
After the hard work's done, it's easy. Like, if we built a house and y'all live in it and you call us homeless, lazy bastards, we built the fucking house. Like, just because we couldn't live, y'all wouldn't let us live in it. Like, we asked for money to get out of y'all way in the 60s. Malcolm was saying, hey, man, y'all don't send us back to Africa, nor do we want to go back to Africa. We're Americans, so just let's have our own little area. Let's have states where it's just us. And let's deal with our own shit amongst ourselves. Y'all don't want that? Because y'all get scared of us actually getting unionized and know what the fuck we doing. Because we might thrive more in that system.
It's Black Wall Street Massacre in 1921.
Every time we do it, hell, y'all, not y'all, but it's you gonna represent white people. I told you that.
I know.
Y'all so crazy that the last house in Rosewood is a fucking landmark. After all the destruction they did in Rosewood, Florida, the last house is the landmark to remind us that, yeah, y'all crazy. Florida's fucking done. We don't want Florida. Give us another state.
At all.
Y'all can have Florida. Y'all made
a lot of people don't want.
Yeah, y'all made it clear y'all want Florida. Have the fucking beach, man. We can go anywhere we want in this country. We ain't gonna leave. Why we gotta leave? We built this shit. Give us anywhere. We'll take any cold, hot. We'll make it work. Just give us our own shit. Get out the way. We don't need it. We have enough tools and enough education in our own communities. If we just have our own shit, we'd be fine. Then we can branch out when we get our own shit together, like everybody else does. We don't have that y'all had a head start of how many years to have your own communities. We don't have that. Every time we have some shit, somebody dips in and dips out. Everybody else can have their own shit to dip back to. We don't get that luxury. Y'all love a neighborhood, y'all gentrify it. Harlem's now fucking not Harlem. Harlem used to mean something. Now, white girls in Harlem walking dogs, juice bars. It ain't the Renaissance no more. Cotton Club's gone. Shit we used to love to talk about, grandmas, some of their grandkids about shit. It ain't there no more because y'all liked it. Since y'all like it, it's cool. Y'all love rap, y'all fucking want to wear the clothes. We ain't rap. That's a music. That's not a whole lifestyle. It's one type. We all gotta wear that shit. We all don't do that. We have different things we like. We shouldn't have to all love rap music because y'all think that's what we all are.
Yeah.
We don't get that luxury. You get to be a fan of Schwarzenegger and see shit blowing up. Love hair metal, the rock metal shit. See them womanizing. But you're not crazy. But rap, we all crazy.
Where is the line between appreciating black culture and cultural appropriation?
Leave us alone for a while, man. We figure it out. I'll tell you in a minute. Like we gotta have time to figure that out. Like we don't even have time to deal with colorism. We got our own shit and Brennan, and we just get away from it.
Talk about it.
Not trigger. I'm sorry, no. But like we got so many internal problems that we can't have y'all in our shit to deal. We gotta be able to have an honest conversation without your ears around.
Yeah.
Because I don't need saying, well, what about? Because now I'm gonna get violent. Not saying you, but like I don't want to talk to somebody about what I'm not trying to mean by some shit and explain myself to fucking up and learning when I got somebody else coming over. You shouldn't have said that. Well, I'm learning now. But this is us conversation. If Italians call each other whatever their racial slur is, whatever Irish person calls a racial slur to be joking, yeah, y'all can handle that shit. Not you, but you're not Irish. Are you Irish?
I'm Irish, yeah.
Fair enough. I thought about yeah, you're Irish. But like, you guys can deal with your own shit. Y'all got racial slurs too. And y'all dealt with y'all shit in your own neighborhoods. Yeah. Nobody else there to police that shit. We do some shit, we gotta report to you and explain what the fuck's going on.
I mean, I think that was a lot. Colorism took me out for a second.
Sorry.
I think in terms of the line, I agree with it. Like, it's not your business. Like, stay out of our shit for just 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's
like, just give us a minute. Like, y'all have had years, like, of stealing our stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I just think that. But again, because white people don't have culture. Like, everything that y'all have is from us. It's built upon somebody else's back. So it's like, I almost don't even know what to tell y'all because I just don't have the answer because y'all don't have nothing. No offense, again. Sorry.
It's okay.
I don't know the answer, but it's just like, let people have our stuff for 2 seconds. Because you have, like, the biggest thing that comes to mind was me, like Kim K when she did her whole braids thing. It was like,
she's
black.
Too. She didn't change her color on covers.
Like,
sorry.
It's okay. As soon as she did it, it was cool. But let a black person have gone outside, it was like, why you got your hair like how you the discrimination that you experienced? It was why you got your hair like that, or that's not what we think you should be doing. But as soon as she did it, it made it completely okay.
The box braids.
You familiar with Jesse Williams, the actor from
Yes.
Grey's Anatomy? He has said that every hairstyle that's not deemed professional is a hairstyle that white people can't do. Because white girls got 2 hairstyles, up and down. That's it. They don't really have the same shit. They can't put heat to it and it changes. She can straighten her hair, and that's a style she can have. It ain't like she whitewashes. She might want to have her hair straight for the day. Fuck it. It's how she looks. She wants to look that way. It shouldn't be she don't love herself. No, she's stunting. Let her have her fun. Like, if I had hair, who knows what I would do with it? Like, I did everything, actually. I had the box. I had the suit. I had everything. I had locks.
You had rows?
Yeah, I did all of it. I did it all. I went through my little hair journey.
Yeah.
And then I got thin. It's like, well, I guess it's over. But I wasn't ever whitewashed. I colored my hair one time. I was a Rodman fan. When he played for the Spurs, I had my hair colored. And just like, fuck it, why not? I watched, Demolition Man came out? I did blonde. All of it was blonde. Just because I wanted to see how that shit looked. And I had that luxury because I had parents that would help me. And I was in a black neighborhood, so I could do that shit. I might get teased for being weird, but any kid would get called weird for having that color hair.
Right.
But it's not like I'm going to get beat up or called anything besides, oh, you kind of strange. But they knew who I was, so it's like, all right, that's John doing some John shit. That's cool. That's John. I could be a person. But then you get told, oh, man, look at your hair. Your hair is a different length. I heard that shit so much about two girls.
Every time I walk into the office with a new hairstyle, it's a problem. It's
It's qualified.
this is new. I know my hair to look different. I don't need for you to tell me.
I see. Remember Jasmine Carter?
Yeah.
We did a show in Akron. After the show, a white woman. She has like the side shaves.
I love her, by the way.
Shaved sides and the blonde. White woman comes up and just grabs it though. Like, didn't just touch it, grabbed it. So, oh my God. And Jasmine looked at me with so much fear. I had to be angry guy. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I do that shit. She's like, what? Don't touch her like that. I just fucking grabbed your hair. And I had to do it. The owner of the club saying, oh, why are you getting so mad? All right, man. You know what? You can kick me out this bitch for what happened just now. I'm not going to explain everything. And he's not even the problem. He just didn't see the whole situation.
Yeah.
He's not racist. He doesn't care about race. He's happy to be in America. So he's not even mad at, like, he's not mad at me like a big black man. He's like, yo, man, don't scream at customers.
Right.
But he didn't see the offense.
Right.
Is that an example going back to earlier where what was done was wrong? Why did it have to be you, right?
Nobody else is there. But it's like, even her, she got to navigate through love by dating what she likes, and then she got to still deal with their shit after that. So everybody that they related to, she got to deal with that shit too.
Yeah.
That ain't fair. You might love a guy, but then his parents is dumb as fuck. Even though he grew up through the shit, you got to now deal with that as a family, which is a whole other part of love. The person's the first part. The family's the second. That's the shit that's like, oh, now we got to stop dating because if I raise a kid with you, grandma going to be a bad person. Sorry. I mean,
okay.
But like, you don't want to deal with that shit. Like, it's just too much stress you got to deal with having people from a different culture now judge your shit like you're wrong because you're different.
Yeah. It's
like, that's a whole other state that you guys never understand because we don't got to really, if you date a black girl, you cool to them. They're like, all right, we trust her judgment.
He down. Right.
Yeah, he cool as shit. We don't fuck until you fuck up, you good. As long as you don't rap the wrong parts of the song.
Because we are watching.
Oh yeah, we wait. You on eggshells, but you ain't gotta worry. Ain't that many eggshells. Like, you can still make a little mistake. Just don't get too cute. Like, don't say, the hard fuck ups. Just don't do that. If you eat in a certain way, all right, we are, white people, y'all do what y'all do with y'all. You might double dip some shit and we ain't really pay attention. We won't get too mad at that. I've seen some wild shit at cookouts. It's like, you be like, man, all right, you just saying fork for all that shit, bro. God damn, man, whatever. All right, you just different. But if you like, what y'all listening to? Where the hip hop at? Like, man, that's Ozzy Brothers, nigga, chill out. Oh, but I want to hear some real nigga tunes. Oh, now we got to beat your ass. Like, you got to get a new boyfriend now.
He gone.
Well, yeah, that's a real offense. But if you come in the game and you date a black woman, it's like, yeah, all right, check out Steve learning how to get some real love. We give you that pad, like, look at you trying to find love. If she do, it's like, damn, man, I hope that shit work out. Like, I hope the guy, he ain't one of the bad ones. I hope he got a good one. It's just different navigations. Y'all don't understand that the family's also the problem. Ain't like the dude. The dude could be great. She got to navigate a whole other water that y'all don't even understand. If I dated a white girl, I got to deal with everything that come with that. Every stigma. From her talking about my dick to her friends, which is not a common thing with women you date. Like, women don't talk about their boyfriends' dicks. Not like that. Y'all talk about, no, like, I'm talking about, you talk about how great it was and all the details. I'm talking about detailed shit about him being a black guy.
Right.
You'll talk about his trash. Everybody does that part. I'm talking about details like her skin feels different. Like, I'm not going to do that shit. If we talk about white girls like that, of course. We're going to be asshole men, but we don't really, they're still women who we just objectify.
Yeah.
But when you're a double, it's different pain. When it's black woman, all right, well, that's different. White girl, she can still go about her day. She still got a pass because we damn near equal in this power structure of America.
What is that like?
Let
you know,
us
you're
leave us
dating a
alone.
white guy. Do you get to a point where you're like, is it ever where you could just be you and him? Have you ever had a guy that you've dated and he said, fuck my family, like because you're willing to be with?
Yes and no. The one white guy I dated, he refused to acknowledge that he had white privilege, and he couldn't understand the difference between that and a black person's struggle because he felt like he struggled. It gets to a point where you're tired of breaking it down. He's like, well, I don't understand why it has to be Black Lives Matter. Like, I care about black people, but I think all of us matter. And I'm just like, you don't get the point. And if I have to break it down to you over and over again, we can't be together. Because I know if I dated a black guy, I don't got to deal with this. It's just more stress on my relationship trying to inform you as a white person and be my boyfriend. So I'm sure my family would prefer for me to bring a black guy home because we don't have to have those uncomfortable conversations in front of him or deal with what he's going back and telling his white family. So, and I've had white guys who are down with the movement and understand everything that we've been talking about and realize that they have a racist family and fuck them because he knows he's on the right path and that they're going to get left behind eventually if we get to that point. But it's you got to pick and choose. Yeah, it'd be definitely easier to date a black person. But then again, you choose what you entertain. Do I want to entertain a white boy? I don't know because it's difficult now. Is it worth it? I don't know. I don't think so.
For white people watching and listening, what is one thing that you want them to take away that they maybe refuse to look at or not understood in terms of being an ally or just never have paying attention, whatever it may be? What is one thing that you take away from everything we're having right now? And the past, really.
One thing?
It's hard. It's not just one thing. It's like, can you just stop being a fucking idiot? Really. I just think white people act so dumb and then play this white card. Like, we didn't know. We're trying to figure it out. It's just, maybe do your research. Look up why we're upset, why we're treated differently, and what you can do in your role. You don't have to be this big activist. You can start with your own circle of friends and talk to them and have uncomfortable conversations with them. And then those people hopefully will spread that to their friends. That's how it starts with a conversation.
Yeah, I guess what I would want them to take away from this is that the uprising that we are experiencing currently as a country is not a hatred of white people. It is in defense of black people who have consistently over the years been oppressed. I think that when we talk about white privilege, people have such a hard time grasping the fact that, like, white privilege is simply the fact that you don't have to struggle based on something that you can't control. And black people do. So I think that if I had one thing, it would genuinely be, it's not that your struggles don't matter, it's the fact that my struggle is something that I can't control.
Money.
Money?
Just money. Like, we don't get to have a fair shake at getting money. We don't have a chance to make the same amount of money. If we have the same qualifications, it still doesn't break down the same. Neighborhoods is the first thing I'm always going to keep preaching to people. I'm not saying separate, but we don't have a chance to build up because every time we try to build, you guys take it. Every neighborhood that gets good, you guys take it. Or you ignore it if we have a problem. Now the money gets distributed differently throughout Cleveland. So Gordon Square, which ain't worth shit, Waterloo ain't getting nothing. They still trying to raise money. Every fucking year I've been born, they always trying to raise some money. Gordon Square gets a coffee shop and a theater renovated for $2 million. For what? This neighborhood wasn't shit. Ohio City wasn't shit. Like, y'all was a forgotten part of Cleveland, but now white people want to be close to Lakewood, so y'all start building up Lakewood like a shaker or some shit. Ain't a college around here on the west side, but white people love to say the west side is Cleveland, like Cleveland's not majority east side stuff. Because our east side is now black.
Yeah.
And y'all would take that back too. The second it gets to the point where y'all can start taking it back, Millionaires Row might come back after y'all get done with us. Just to have it back to act like, oh, Cleveland was always a great place. Really? Y'all was in Avon Lake loving it. It was in Lakewood loving it. Beechwood loving it. Now you want Cleveland back because it's cool. Every time we do some shit, y'all get, oh, I thought that bad neighborhood, I thought those neighborhood was horrible. I guess I'll move back there and start buying up land again. Like, we can't win because every time we try to move, we're the only Americans that have to always accommodate y'all. Everybody else gets accommodated. Indians can come here to this country, get their money, and send it back. And that's fine. We can't. We can't. We're told to leave our neighborhoods. It's always told, man, move to Atlanta. It's great there. It's Georgia. Fuck that.
Okay. Seriously.
Like, Cleveland's not good enough. It was great. What happened? Oh, we got a couple of mayors. Jane Campbell had no money, so she had to get rid of cops. Crime rate didn't even go up that bad. But somehow we got to change shit around because it's always fucked up somehow. Cleveland don't need this much money. Unless we want to build a new stadium downtown for a team that don't win shit.
I was going to end it with that, but there's something that sticks out. We've talked about neighborhoods multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the facts, I used to work for a company that owns apartment buildings in downtown Cleveland. And buildings get renovated, and Cleveland has gone through this process where there were old historical buildings, they were knocked down, they put in parking lots, and now at some points they've taken those parking lots and they said, oh, let's put in more apartments. And all this stuff is happening, and people were living in these places unfairly. There was lower income, which is predominantly black in those apartment buildings, for all the reasons that we've talked about. And I think that nobody's noticed, or nobody's paid attention to the fact, like, all right, well, people were living there peacefully, amicably, like, everything was fine. But now when you go and you renovate and you tear these things down and you jack that rent all the way up, where is everyone going to go? They can't just go, they're going to go move out to the suburbs? Like, there's a reason why somebody was trying to live in an apartment for $350 a month. They can't go out and buy a house now. And I think that, for me, as I'm getting angry, like as a white guy, that's like what a lot of people who are white don't see and don't pay attention to. You get these young white kids are coming in like, oh, it's so cool, I want to live in downtown Cleveland, and you have these people, property owners that just want to make money and like, oh, let's build it up and let's jack up all this rent, and it's like, but there's a people side of this. Where are people going? There's nowhere for these people to go now, and then everybody just gets surprised when people in the black community who were living these situations get upset. It's like, we just fucking took their home, dude. Like, did you say they're not going to?
We don't get bought out. Like,
be angry. Like, it's just for white people to put it in perspective. If you live out in the suburbs, it'd just be like somebody's coming and like, all right, we're taking all your homes now, and sorry, figure your shit out.
$10,000 for your house when you bought it for $40 back in the day, and now you got to go find somewhere an apartment to live in off that 10, and you're not going to make it. But then you get told you're not good enough because you fucked up somehow. When really the hospital just bought your land. The house you had got bought by a hospital while everybody else's neighborhood stays untouched. Shaker Heights doesn't even have fast food restaurants because the mayor back in the day didn't want that shit because he didn't want black people in Cleveland to come there. It's one restaurant he invested in, which was Wendy's. That's the only fast food in Shaker. They don't want any. They got one ways out of Shaker, but no way in Shaker. Just us racists, and they don't want anybody black in Shaker. Or you're black. White people talk about Shaker like, oh, that's the black part of Shaker.
It's definitely divided.
Yeah, it's like even when you get Shaker, I was like, oh, well, we still disqualify that part of Shaker. That's by Kinsman. That ain't Chagrin.
Right.
Like, it's like they break down. So whenever you get something, they make sure they move you out the way to the part they want. The good part, they take. You get the scraps. We've been getting the scraps in every part of the country. Cleveland especially. Black mayor. We don't even know, half the kids in our city don't even know we had the first black major city mayor. They don't even fucking know that because our school system's taught by white people like, oh yeah, don't be too happy, be non-violent like Martin, because he never liked violence. No, that's not true either. He didn't want it to be the first resort, and Malcolm's really angry. He said, you hit me, I'm beating your ass. It's just the same thing. They both said the same thing towards the end. Yeah, towards the end, they both were agreeing. That's why they didn't make it past that.
Yeah.
Kennedy was like, yeah, let's get this shit over with. Cold War really ahead of us. Shoot him in the head too. Fuck that. Like, you kill everybody when it comes to a point of joining something. Every time we try and say, hey, man, let's have our own neighborhoods like everybody else. We're not saying we don't want to fuck with y'all. Just let us have our own shit to deal with like you guys do. Let's have our own arguments. So we ain't got to worry about you calling us angry because we having an argument that's loud. That's how we talk.
do you think that these neighborhoods, so let's say downtown Cleveland even,
Mm-hmm.
is that part, I know it's part of the problem, but I'm asking this naively, is it part of the problem that you put in these buildings and you increase...
And the chandelier. Don't forget about the chandelier.
That's right, it's very important. Largest chandelier. But it's one thing to put in brand new buildings and put in newer stuff, and it's another to make an apartment all of a sudden $1,800 when it could be $700. Do you think that having buildings where those things exist, where, you know what I mean, like stuff is more affordable because it gives you more, would give you more diversity?
No, you guys don't let it happen. Like, remember Randall Park Mall?
Yeah, man, I love Breonna.
It was in Warrensville Heights. I'm from Warrensville. We had a black suburb.
I grew up in Maple.
And Warrensville was starting to make money, so they started breaking off their areas. So you had Highland Hills, North Randall, Warrensville Heights, all same school district, but they were breaking off. And Beechwood was part of Highland Hills. They were all trying to make some money, and then Randall becomes the black mall, which is now the bad mall. So now you got to go to Beechwood and Richmond, so same stores, but now the stigma is that mall's bad. Only mall with 2 arcades on 2 floors. The best, one of the top 10 malls in the country at one point in time.
Fire. Jeepers used to go.
And the mall was doing well until it became told us it's a bad mall. So then we're told to go other places, to Beechwood to go spend our money. Then we lose the mall and it becomes Amazon. So it's a casino and Amazon. And it used to be a black suburb. Now it's just old people living there waiting to die. There's no money in Warrensville. We have nothing in that city. And that was a black suburb. Maple, Bedford, Warrensville, all black, majority black places, and now you live there, it's almost like Lakewood, but the pride of Lakewood is hilarious to me. They're no better than Warrensville, Maple, Bedford, but they have the same bars and boutiques and some weirdo selling bullshit like we do, and that's all you get. But the white pride of it is, oh, we're still better than that, we're safe here. Yeah, your kids are dumber. The school, Lakewood High School isn't shit. They don't win any championships, they don't send a lot of kids to college. It's just a school. It's generic as fuck. It's just a school. But every Cleveland school gets told what it is. That's a bad school because the funding from Cleveland could go to the school, but let's make another scoreboard. Let's get a chandelier. Instead, we could pay more for teachers so they love their jobs. If teachers got paid a lot, kids want to be teachers. Instead, you hear teachers complain about they only get paid $60,000 maybe. So what the fuck you want to go to school for 4 years to get a doctorate, be 8 years? Student loan debt comes on your ass more than anything. To make $80,000 while somebody else could do a job that's more glorified for more money. We don't get told the right shit. And when we try and do some things, y'all take it away from us. The second some shit works out, we lose it. We build it up, y'all take it, no matter what it is.
Is there anything that we haven't discussed or you haven't been able to say that you want to get out as we wind this down?
Said too much.
Never.
I just think that continuing to promote dialogue, people have to be open to change, for anything to change. And I think that is literally like 80% of the battle, that a lot of people aren't open or willing to hear the opposing side or opposing view. So I think that's where I stand on it. Just be open to dialogue and learning. Listen to understand, not to respond all the time. Like, yeah, leave it at that.
I just think white people need to talk to their white friends to be allies instead of against the cause, because the battle really is there with white people being our allies and pushing us forward.
And not being afraid to say when your white people fucking up.
Yeah,
shit, black people call black people out all the time. Mm-hmm. Like, bro, what you doing?
Call out your people.
Yeah, call them out. Don't be afraid to have that argument. If they really your friend, it'll come back. Every true friend that I have, we've had some type of falling out.
Mm-hmm.
John.
I said too much. I wish we could keep our own shit for a while and then we can come back out. But we haven't had time to become a community. We always get told, why can't the black community do something? Well, we never had a chance to actually become a black community. That's the only problem I have. Like, not the only problem. It's one of the problems I have, because every time we try to do some shit, it's another distraction from white shit or outside shit. We never get to have our own shit to really focus. We thriving now with a bunch of distractions. So let's just do our own shit in a calm state like you guys got. We don't have black comfort. White privilege is white comfort. You always gonna be comfortable. If you don't like some shit, you can call your big brother to come beat somebody up. We don't have that luxury.
Yeah. We haven't hammered it home enough. For people who don't get why they don't, because there's going to be people who say, John, if you were getting beat up, you could have your big brother can come beat up other people. Well, no, he can't necessarily, because then there's that fear of now he might get shot. Yeah.
Not at a bank. I'm not talking about really violence. I'm talking about like the figurative. You got enforcers.
Yeah.
If a white woman is ever uncomfortable, she has enforcers. Whether it's whatever her culture is, she has that community to bounce back on, or just her husband or her white people can back her up. We don't have that because we started doing some shit. Y'all took Black Lives Matter, made a fucking acronym to BLM. Now it's a group. BLM's a group to people, as opposed to a fucking statement that says Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Now it's that BLM group. What the fuck you mean BLM group? It was a statement. It wasn't a question. It wasn't a suggestion. It wasn't like, do Black Lives Matter? No, it's Black Lives Matter. We just reminding y'all some shit y'all forgot in the fastest way possible. We ain't adding no more fucking words. We ain't changing shit. It's Black Lives Matter. It's everything black. One drop of black blood, that's y'all rule. Fuck it. Everything black. Colin Kaepernick, whatever. Drake, everything, anybody black, it all matters. Not just shit y'all like. Everybody. We'll take them all too. Even the ones we don't love that much. OJ, Black Lives Matter.
You taking Stacey Dash?
Honestly, for sake of argument, yup, and Tiger. I'm taking every black person, we fuck with them. Because y'all don't. Y'all like them when y'all take the good out of it, but y'all don't really love them. We take them when they done. They fall off, we still fuck with them. We got so many old school shitty tours, we still go to that shit. We love ours. Y'all like it when it's fun.
What's last question for everybody individually? What's the ideal future you want to see?
Tulsa rebuild the right way. I want those in every city. Every state should have a Tulsa. Yeah. Where we just got our own city. We don't get a whole state, give us a city in each town. Each state, give us our own city. Where we just deal with that shit. We got enough people that just the black neighborhoods shouldn't be looked at like they're ghettos. Ghetto's a term from the fucking World War II, man. It's not the same. Like, we're not getting executed down there. Y'all just put us in this place y'all don't give a fuck about. We could build it up if you let us.
What do you follow up on that? What do you say to somebody who hears that then and says, well, John, this whole thing is talking about making black people and white people equal, and you want black people to have their very own city.
Yes, that's how we get equal.
Everything integrated.
If we have equal equity, we can have a conversation on equal footing. If we have our own education, everybody who is black has an education, right?
Yeah.
If they all can just put that money back into their neighborhoods and not have to worry about living in a white neighborhood with their success, they can feel pride in being in their own black neighborhoods because we can all put a house that is nice. It's just land. It ain't the bedrooms can be added. We can do that, but we can't. The money won't let us. The power won't let us. We can build up a black neighborhood. If you have nice shit, you take care of it. That's human nature. From a nice car, you get your first nice car, you take care of it. It's your fucking hand-me-down car. It's just that's the way our brains work. It's a human thing. Mm-hmm. We don't get a chance to be fucking humans here. We got to be black humans. We get qualified every fucking time. If we just have our own shit, we'll still fuck with y'all. We'll still go to work at the same places. But stop taking our shit when we get it good. When we finally put up a neighborhood, let us still thrive. Let's see what happens.
And that's the part I don't want people to miss, is that you're not
saying, it's equal footing.
You're not saying you're not going to fuck with each other. Like,
no.
It's still going to be like, we can all still hang out. We
just give us a city. Give us our own part of town.
Yeah.
Let me have my black privilege.
Yeah.
It's really simple. You have your white privilege. Let me have something. Because right now we ain't got shit. Like, that's really all it boils down to. It's like the post that's going around is like, y'all are so happy that all we're asking for is equality. Like, I can ask for revenge and then it'll be a whole different topic. You know what I'm saying?
Basic
so,
human right.
Yeah, like I'm asking to exist, like to coexist in the same spaces with y'all without having to feel small.
Yeah, you'll notice, like, reminds me of Michael Che in his special when he says, matter, not anything, just want to matter.
That's
what we're asking.
That's it.
We're not the violent ones.
Right.
Yeah. Think about our protest versus the haircut protests.
Oh, man.
From 3 weeks ago, white people had guns out to go out and about.
Yeah.
We
and the police didn't flinch. Like
did nothing. Yes.
Woo!
Dude, I can't. I got a whole CCW with a cop 4 or 5. I know the laws with guns. I still don't leave the house with it because I know what that can mean. I'm like, if I gotta meet somebody, I don't gotta meet anybody with a gun. I don't gotta go anywhere where I need my gun. It's for the house. If somebody comes in my home, that's it. I don't need it. But I'll be damned, I'll be the only one without one.
I think that's probably the best example for somebody who doesn't get white privilege. That is it. It can't be any more clear than that, especially when you have a president who has sat here and when he talked about this week,
shouting out bloodlines, bro.
when he talked about this week unleashing the military upon his own country, the one thing he talked about protecting was the Second Amendment. He skipped the First Amendment, which is what people are doing as they protest right now.
He's not a president,
and just voicing their opinion.
He's not political enough. He's a celebrity.
But it's like, if you don't understand white privilege, look at these people who are protesting during a pandemic and are sitting out there with guns in the faces as cops that, like we've talked about, push them multiple times and nothing, not a flinch. Like you talk about, they're not even unholstered. The clip, everything holding it in.
Just as comfortable as possible.
And at this point, even if you want to make it lighthearted, if you feel like shit is heavy, there are so many white people that are explaining to other white people what white privilege is. If you don't want to listen to me, if you don't want to listen to nothing I had to say, there are other white people. Is TikToks, is countless videos out there of people. I think the most hilarious thing ever is the white girl and like on TikTok with the house is on fire, and she's like, I think, find that video, y'all. I think that's hilarious. Like, if y'all don't want to listen to black people, at least listen to the white people that's speaking up. And I'm not patting white people on the back for doing what they're supposed to do. That's not what I'm doing. But the video serves as its reference.
I think there should be a fine for racism.
A fine for racism?
A fine for racism, and all that money should go towards black education or something like that. We need to start punishing white people for being idiots.
That is actually a great concept.
Charge the Karens for false reports, please.
Yes, there should be fines.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. You have hate crimes.
But those are really hard to prove.
Yeah, and you don't have... What a great concept. The smaller things. I like this woman in New York.
The Central Park lady? Central Park Karen?
Yeah. So sure, she could get in trouble and prosecuted because she makes a 911 call that's illegitimate.
She threatened him when she said it, though. She let him know what she was doing.
Yeah.
She was conscious as fuck, saying, I'm about to call the police and tell them you threatening me. That's just like saying, I'm about to call my big brother to fuck you up. What'd he do? Put your dog on a leash. And that's it?
I asked you to follow the rules. Something that you should have already been doing.
That we have to do.
Yeah.
We can't not follow rules.
Which, that's one of my favorite parts of that video, is when he's just kind of taking it and listening, and then the moment she leaves,
she
her
said,
dog
thank you.
Thank you.
It's so simple.
My favorite video is the It's Above Me Now video.
Oh, yeah.
That's like, I told you, we had the petty conversation.
Yeah.
I'm all for being petty. And when the woman, I guess her husband died or somebody died in her family and she's trying to stay in a hotel and she calls him a motherfucking nigger. And he like, shit, the machine don't work now because niggas can't type, I guess. He just like, man, it's above me now. Go somewhere else. I can't help you. And he didn't say nothing. He just said, it's above me now. I can't help you. And honestly, he was like, yeah, you shouldn't have to. I can't go to a place and call a white woman a useless bitch and get service. I can't call a gay man anything reckless and get service. But somehow white people think they can go some places and talk to us like we can't touch you. Like, it's that comfort. Y'all too comfortable. That's why I'm cool with all disruption. Whatever you gotta do, wild the fuck out. Emphasize who you are. Do it to show out in front of white. Give them be the person they scared of. Be the boogie nigga they thought you were. Show them. Make them go to their neighborhood. Stay there. Stay out of our neighborhoods. Let us have it. We gonna break this shit. All right, yeah. And when they fix it back up, don't come back around. Stay in your neighborhood. We couldn't come in. We got shot walking around. Stay there. That's your fortress. Stay there. Let us have this. Instead, cameras out. Look what they doing in their neighborhood. That's their fault. Really, it's downtown. Fuck off. We live here because we have no other where to go. We can't go anywhere else. Y'all took it all.
I'm sure we could sit here all day, but...
Sorry, man. I told you.
That's
too early, too, man.
That's all right. No, I appreciate all three of you sitting down and talking with me, and my hope is that other people who watch are truly listening.
It gotta be your face on the cover of the YouTube video. It gotta be you. It can't be all of it. The optics gotta change. It gotta be just you holding the book. and saying some nice shit like Taylor Swift's wrong, and they be like, "Oh my God, I want to hear what he got to say about Taylor Swift." And then
we never get to Taylor Swift.
and then it's like, "Oh wait, they don't talk about Taylor Swift soon."
Okay.
And that was
Use that in
it.
the preview.
Right.
But thank you all for doing this with me. Really
Thanks for
appreciate
being
it.
an ally.
I was
Steve.
gonna say, yeah, thank
Of
you for
course.
opening the conversation.
You tied your shoe, buddy. You tied your shoe. That's what I think white allies are. It's like kids tying your shoe. Congrats for tying your shoe. Like
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
not a piece of shit. So that's cool.
It's it's like I've told you each of you, it's not about me. I don't look to gain anything out of this. I guess it goes back to, for me, being a human.
So
Right.
it is.
Everybody needs to see that we are all people. Humans are humans, and to wrap this up in terms of Black Lives Matter versus All Lives Matter, it's very frustrating to see how quick the All Lives Matter people disappear when it's something, you talk about police brutality, and it quickly becomes, not all cops are bad. What the fuck what are you saying about this man on the ground then? Because what you're reinforcing is that not all cops are bad, but you're not saying all black people aren't bad, so now just the cop lives are important as opposed to all the lives. So even if you're going to be ignorant and say it's all lives matter, here you are picking and choosing. So I just, my hope is that one day people see people as people.
I'll be dead by the time that happens, but I hope so too.
Hopefully this lifetime.
I'll visit your.
Please do.
Yeah.
My grandma would say he was petty. That's it.
Thanks, guys.
I can never thank Kierra, Jocelyn, and John enough for sitting down and having that conversation with me full of open dialogue. In 1776, those who led the colony sat down and penned and signed the Declaration of Independence. And of course, the beginning of that says all men are created equal. And we have certain inalienable rights. And among those are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But since that day, our black brothers and black sisters have not enjoyed those rights equally as we have. It took nearly another 100 years before they were even truly given a single right and set free from slavery. And now here we are, over 100 plus years after that. And still, they don't get to enjoy life. They don't get to enjoy liberty. They cannot pursue happiness in the manner in which we do. So what can you do now? As Jocelyn said, it starts with a conversation. You could protest. Now, if you protest and you stand there with our black brothers and our black sisters, but then you're somebody who the very next day, you're Susie McWhite and you go and you have brunch with 10 of your white girlfriends, and somebody says something ignorant and naive and you don't say a single thing to them, then you're only at that protest to falsely clear your conscience. And you're not understanding, you're not listening, you're not hearing the things that you need to be able to push things forward and get rid of racism and systemic racism. Hold yourself accountable. Hold others accountable. In bartending, I always try to stick by the rules of not discussing politics and not discussing religion. And for many, you're going to sit here and think, well, this whole conversation was about politics. And it wasn't. This entire conversation is about humanity and human life. That's what we're talking about here. This isn't a conversation about Democrats. It's not a conversation about Republicans. This is a conversation about people. Things are happening that impact people. There are many things during this conversation that we talked about that perhaps many of you had never heard of, or you'd heard of, but you don't know the full stories and details. I encourage you to Google them, look them up, learn for yourself, do the research. That is a thing that you can do. And it's simple to do. Support doesn't start and stop with all of the things that are going on right now. Support has to continue in order for all of us to be equal. And let us fight this fight together as much as we can and build toward a better understanding of one another. Thanks for watching, listening. Take care.